Do you think we should tax billionaires? Or give them less taxes?
They're already taxed. Do you understand what would happen if a billionaire turned around and said, I'm not going to buy that $300 million yacht? Do you understand what happened? Everybody on that yacht would not have a job. Do you understand that?
Trump has been talking right now about, he says he thinks he should be immune from the actions he takes while president. You think he should have total immunity?
Otherwise, everyone's going to jail.
You're fine with Trump as king?
Yes.
Trump as king is good?
Yep.
How do you think Donald Trump will be remembered in history, and more specifically his presidency?
One of the greatest.
You think so?
100%, without a doubt. I think what we're going to see him do literally states the best is yet to come.
You think so?
I think he's going to remove a third, if not more, of the federal government. We're going to have taxes sliced.
What do you do if none of this happens and he ends up being prosecuted and goes to jail? Like, what do you do?
I don't base things off what hasn't happened.
Well, you just said the best is yet to come.
Yeah, you have to have faith in something.
It's going to take a felon and a hillbilly to fix this.
And how important to you is law and order?
It is. It is. We've lost it in this country.
Voting felon. And what does that mean?
Well, he was convicted, but not that I believe it.
All right, so law and order, but you're voting for a felon.
Yes, sir.
Democrats are trying to call the MAGA movement weird. What do you think of that?
I don't know what's weird about it.
Is it fair, though, to call the MAGA movement inherently an unserious movement?
I don't think so.
You think the discourse has gotten too ridiculous?
I think so.
Yeah.
Donald Trump just said payments begin on August 1st. He said if we're American citizen, August 1st is the most sacred day because we start getting paid.
If you are watching this from another country, please send help.
Okay, so this guy says, I can't believe how uneducated you are. Well, that's the whole point of me getting on here and saying this, is because I don't even know. So Donald Trump says, yes, the tariff payments are going to go on August 1st. But then he's like, those people that are paying tariffs, are going to be paying you, the American citizen, billions of dollars, and you're going to get a lot of money. That little part. Educate me on that little part. How is that possible? I don't have billions. I need those billions. Tell me how it's going to happen. Educate me, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is... it's a ride. We're diving headfirst into how MAGA helped tank the economy. Yes, the same folks who think tariffs are a type of salad dressing. Now listen, I know it physically hurts to witness the cluelessness, but this specimen must be studied, like for science, for future generations, for the culture. Because if we don't learn from this horror show, we're doomed to let another one run on vibes and Twitter rants. Now you guys know I love it when you watch my commentary videos, but today's disclaimer hits a little different. I always joke that MAGA content kills brain cells, and that's still true. But today, if you got anger issues, high blood pressure, or you're still working through some personal demons, please take a deep breath in and out. This one's gonna test your soul. Because just when you thought you'd seen peak stupidity, boom, MAGA outdoes itself. See, my goal with this video is simple: to prove beyond reasonable doubt that MAGA voters didn't know what tariffs were until their wallets got bodied. It's all fun and red hats until your small business is gone, your farm's in debt, and your Walmart now has $14 toothpaste. We've got people who've lost millions because they decided to vote with hate instead of common sense. And baby, they found out the hard way. But before we get to the sob stories and why is everything so expensive tiers, we need to look at how we even got here. The logic that brought us to this financial dumpster fire. Or more accurately, the lack of logic. So you know the drill, grab your espresso, hug your stress ball, and please don't throw your phone at the wall. It's not your phone's fault. Let's get into it.
A lot of countries that I know have reached out. I believe it's upwards of 200 countries around the world have reached out to.
If you struggle with numbers like that, maybe not fire people that know how numbers work.
I made this shirt right after the mugshot came out because it's one of the most, important photos of all time.
Yeah. Why is it important?
It just shows you how corrupt the system is, that he could be, arrested and shown in front of everyone, like in this embarrassing manner on totally trumped up charges.
Do you feel that it would be government overreach to try and take or limit people's ability to have firearms?
I don't feel that way. It is that way. Yeah, it would be. The Second Amendment guarantees our right to keep and bear arms.
Would it be government overreach to enter someone's home, a U.S. citizen, without a search warrant?
Absolutely. Wouldn't you?
That's allowed to happen right now. Donald Trump has ordered that people can, ICE agents can enter homes without a warrant.
He has?
Yes.
I don't know.
Is that government overreach?
You're government overreach.
I'm voting for the man that's going to take America back, baby. Donald J. Trump, man.
What's one of your biggest issues?
Probably going to be inflation, because I sell T-shirts and all that stuff.
Your T-shirts are made in the USA?
No, my blanks, no. See, that's the thing Trump's talking about. If we tax them, hit tariffs, the same item they're making over there will cost the same to make over here.
We pay the tariffs.
Well, the companies pay the tariffs, not us.
China doesn't pay the tariffs. We do when they come in.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like if I'm buying 1,000 shirts from China and there's a tariff on it, I'm paying the tariff.
Well, no, whoever's getting it imported in is going to pay the tariffs.
Yeah. I'm the business owner. I'm paying the tariff. China doesn't pay it. I pay for it.
Well,
like if I'm the business owner and I buy 1,000 shirts,
I see what you're saying.
China's not jolly. So I'm trying to explain.
Who pays the tariff? They're paying the tariff.
Do you think that? Do you believe that?
I was trying to say, because I sell merch as well.
I sell you something for $10, right? You're going to sell it to him for $20.
Exactly.
But then I make you pay me $15 for it. Are you still going to sell it to him for $20?
Am I going to sell it to him for $20?
If I raise the price $5.
Oh, it's going to have to go up.
Right. So
yeah, the consumer foots the bill.
Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry. Well,
who pays tariffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well,
he wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they? If I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go, Mr. Secretary, reclaiming, Mr. Chairman, I asked reclaiming my time. So I'll ask one more time, who pays tariffs?
Sir, the history would show that it is a complicated mix of who pays the tariffs over various times.
So that's exactly the problem. If your answer, and you are a very educated person, you have a very impressive bio, cannot answer the question who pays tariffs because you won't answer that, and you say it's a complicated issue. It's not complicated. Consumers pay Trump's tariff tax.
You know what truly confuses me? How Trump supporters still don't understand that tariffs are taxes on the consumer. Like, baby, that extra $3.50 you just paid for ketchup, that wasn't Joe Biden's fault. It was Daddy Trump playing chess with your grocery bill. But then again, when you've got people like Levitt, Trump's mouthpiece, standing on national TV claiming over 200 countries have reached out to us when there are literally only 195 on Earth, it starts to make a lot more sense. Because clearly, facts don't matter in MAGA land, vibes do. And it reminds me, when I was a kid, I used to watch Dragon Tales on PBS. Max and Emmy would hold that little dragon scale, wish real hard, and boom, they'd fly off to a magical land where anything was possible. Well, guess what? MAGA lives in that same place. Except in their version, tariffs make America richer, Trump is a king, not just a president, and empathy is a sin punishable by hellfire. It's not Dragonland, it's Delulu land. Population, red hats, and rage. In Delulu land, basic economics is fake news. Gravity, optional. Critical thinking, treason. And when stuff starts falling apart, they just wish on a new conspiracy and yell, "Let's go Brandon," like it's a healing spell. Anyway, let's keep watching, shall we? Because while MAGA continues to hurt our collective brain cells, I want us to actually learn from this mess. Together.
70 countries are now going, wait a minute, Mr. President, can we talk? Hey, wait, we want to do a deal. We want to negotiate. You see, when you stand firm, when you tell folks you ain't going to take advantage of us no more, it's amazing the things that happen. And I know these tariffs are going to work because the same attitude, the same posture worked for the border. Just telling these countries enough is enough. You have overcharged us. You've taken advantage of us for decades. We're going to start charging you back.
What kind of tariff would a country end up owing us money? What kind of tariff do you think works like
Any country
that?
that does trades with us, that would be China, India, Russia, Germany, any
Do you
country
think tariffs
that
tax foreign countries? Is that what you think?
they do tax us included. We do get taxed. Do you know what a tariff is?
Yes.
What is a tariff?
It's tariff is a tax on our own people for importing things from other countries.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it is.
it's what a tariff is. It's a import tax. So
On
basically,
who?
for instance,
Who does the tariff tax? Does the tariff tax a foreign
taxes
country,
the
or does it tax
people
us?
that are importing it to us have to
So
pay
here,
that tax.
they look like residents here, right? Like citizens
No,
here.
people that pay to import it to us have to pay.
So
you're not listening.
So stateside, right? Is it China or is it U.S. that would pay the tax on that corn in your story?
Whoever imports it. So let's say we're
Who's-
getting avocados from Mexico. So if we're importing avocado, beautiful, delicious avocado from Mexico, Mexico is going to have to pay for the import tax.
Oh
They
my
are
God,
going to
son of Odin,
pay for
you're
that.
wrong. You're 100% wrong on
No,
that.
I am not wrong
I'm so
because
sorry.
I'm actually looking it up right now in front of me. So how am I wrong? Or
You
is
are
it just
wrong.
because you
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to deal with the loss?
A tariff.
How am I wrong?
A tariff is a tax
don't
on
even
your
know what
own
a tariff
citizens.
is
A tariff is a
because
tax on the person
Or
standing in
pickles.
America
So anyway,
who
ladies and
orders.
gentlemen, Pickles, the host does not know anything about tariffs. So let me rephrase to you what a tariff is.
MAGA is the reason America is the laughingstock of the entire planet. Like, imagine being in a global group chat and everyone's roasting your country because Kyle from Kentucky thinks tariffs make China pay while he's paying $9 for eggs. Embarrassing. People overseas are genuinely asking if we have schools here, and honestly, some days I wonder too. These folks really said, we don't need experts, we have vibes and Facebook memes. They think climate change is a hoax, but somehow believe Trump is the second coming. Of Optimus Prime, I guess? It's giving The Office meets Idiocracy, but no one's laughing with us, they're laughing at us. And we deserve it, because apparently Googling what is a tariff takes too long when you're busy blaming gas prices on Hunter Biden's laptop. So next time you're traveling abroad, just tell people you're Canadian. Save yourself the humiliation.
There's a MAGA business owner that is going viral right now for one of the biggest self-owns in the history of the internet.
Here we are today, and this, I'll give you an example. So now there is a 36% tariff on steel.
Josh founded the Montana Knife Company that makes $300 knives for trifling-ass crackers because he himself is a trifling-ass cracker who has wonderful instincts on what other trifling-ass crackers want to buy for $300 fucking dollars.
That we're buying. Given that tariff, if we, from April of 24 to April of 25, had we had that tariff on our steel, we would pay them an extra $608,000 in expense for that steel. Okay, so when you look at that, with a company our size, that 608 grand is a big deal.
That's
Especially
your grinding machine.
That exactly.
I wonder what you're going to do with all that extra cost. Pass it along to your customers, maybe? Are we great yet?
Exactly. Or that's several employees' salaries, at least 6, if not 8 or 10, right? It's people. So now you have a choice as a company. Do you pass that $608,000 in the next 12 months? And it'll actually be more. We're growing. It'll probably be closer to $1 million in tariff money. Do you pass that on to the customer? Do you just eat it as a company? Right now, our plan is just to eat that.
Brother, what? Brother, what did you say? You're going to eat $1 million in extra cost. Do you know how many businesses smaller than yours that would completely crush? What is happening?
We're not going to raise our prices because I actually believe, like we just talked about, planning, Trump will wake up one day and be best friends with the president of Sweden, or he'll figure out shit with the EU or whatever.
Or whatever. He'll figure it out. Just trust him. He's got a plan. He doesn't have a fucking plan. His plan is power. He doesn't give a shit about you, Josh.
I don't want to do with that with my prices, right? And it's the only now material that we use in our knives that won't be American, because all of our hand material, we're even making our own screws. Anything we source is all American made. We actually have enough American made steel left from before the company was bankrupt.
Josh is referring to Crucible Steel, which was an American steel company that is no longer in existence. They went bankrupt 3 times. Senator Harry Reid years ago went on camera, on location, to try to save Crucible Steel because he understood, at least for 10 minutes, the value of something being manufactured in America. It didn't work. And the reason is nobody on Capitol Hill actually gives a shit. Not since Reagan became president has anybody actually cared about protecting American manufacturing. That's why it's gone. And tariffs won't magically bring it back, you dumb pile of rocks.
We're still producing. We bought a bunch this spring, so we actually have enough steel to get all the way through the first quarter of 26.
To summarize, the steel company in America that you used to buy from has gone under. And the steel you want to buy from Sweden will cost you an extra $1 million. Are we great yet? Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Imagine being so deep in the MAGA sauce that you're running a business, staring down nearly $1 million in extra taxes from Trump's tariffs, and your brilliant loyalty move is to not pass that cost on to the customer. Like somehow, taking the financial L makes you a patriot. No, that makes you delusional. That's not strategy. That's you playing economic twister with your own spine just to stay loyal to a man who wouldn't blink if you lost everything. Your whole plan is built on the hope that one day Trump will magically wake up, remember your name, and think, maybe I should strike a deal with the European Union to ease things up for my loyal base. As if he's about to call up someone in Sweden, ask them to be besties, and invite them out for fries and a Coke so they can talk tariffs over a Happy Meal, please. And don't even try to defend it with, well, he's a billionaire, so he must know what he's doing. Please. This man has failed upwards more times than gravity can explain. Trump steaks? Expired meat in a box. Trump University? A court-verified scam. He fumbled casinos, literal businesses where the house is designed to win. He lost the Plaza Hotel, his airline tanked. Even that wannabe NFL he tried to start, also dead. The only reason he still has cash is because people keep buying the illusion, not the product. He's not a business genius. He's a walking business red flag with gold trim. Meanwhile, people like Richard Wolff are out here breaking down how tariffs work in perfect English for free on YouTube. The man has said it over and over. Tariffs are just taxes you pay at the register. They don't punish China or the EU, they punish you. Your wallet, your grandma's grocery bill, your local shop's survival. But MAGA would rather F around and find out, business edition. All because admitting they were wrong hurts more than losing everything.
Trump wants to get rid of is the Department of Education. Do you support that?
Yeah.
Have you heard about Trump wanting to close the Department of Education?
Yes.
And what do you think about that?
I think it's right.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
I'm so glad I voted for Donald Trump. Now I have a president who's going to instill new manufacturing in America with his 25% tariff on all cars made abroad. That's not what's going to happen. You see, companies care primarily about cost, and they're simply going to weigh their options. And American labor is so expensive that what's most likely going to happen is those companies are just going to continue to make their cars abroad and pay the 25% tariff. And then they're going to pass that new cost to them onto us through higher car prices. And that's simply because 25% tariffs might still be cheaper, most likely will be cheaper than assembling their cars or building their cars inside the United States. That's because American labor is expensive. The reason you have a good salary, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, which you're probably barely getting by with, but when you compare it to the rest of the world, that is far and above the average world salary. And that's because American labor is expensive. So these companies, they're not going to just switch everything to American production. They're most likely going to pay the 25% tariff and then pass that cost onto you through higher car prices.
Welcome back to yet another episode of FAFO for Trump voters. Now this is Dave Portnoy. He is a super MAGA conservative propagandist that happens to own Barstool Sports. And he's a little bit down after getting exactly what he voted for. Let's watch.
Trump has put his tariffs all over the place, get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. I'm down $7 million. I went super viral when I said I lost $7 million. I'd kill to be back to losing $7 million. I haven't even looked. If I had to guess, I'm down in these last 3 days, probably close to 20. I don't know, like 10, 15% of my net worth, poof. But I'm still here. That's the game. That's what I'm in. Like, do I like it? No. Am I crying? Am I like, oh, woe is me. I wish I voted for Kamala. No. Do I wish this didn't go down like this? Yes. Am I in this to make money? Yes. Do I wish I had that money back in my investment portfolio? Yes.
I mean, dude, yeah, you sound very woe is me. Because you're the one that brought it up. Oh, wait, wasn't this you recently?
Every once in a while, I get so fed up with politics, I got to do a rant and just let steam off. I try not to, but I've hit the boiling point. And it's the gaslighting that the left is doing with Kamala Harris, making it sound like she's some great, groundbreaking candidate. She is the worst candidate to ever run for president ever. There's two people voting in this election. Either you're voting for Donald Trump, you like Donald Trump, or you hate Donald Trump and you're voting against him. Democrats gave us no choice. That was the worst campaign, and their pure arrogance and their moral superiority have driven people away. If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's racists in the party, just like there's crazy people and assholes and racists in the Democratic Party, all right?
And dude, you might want to look in the mirror on that one, sweetie, because this is something that someone in your personal circle said. In 2015, Portnoy said he was planning to vote for Trump, writing in a blog post, quote, "I don't care if he's a joke. I don't care if he's a racist. I don't care if he's sexist. I don't care about any of it. I hope that he stays in the race, and I hope that he wins." Why? Because I like the fact that he's making these politicians squirm. Don't look in a mirror, dude, because you might not like what you see. But I do. And many users rightfully clocked him in these videos in the comments section. I mean, they ate and left no crumbs. You get what you voted for. Wrong, brother. You were liberated from $7 million. You're the one that backed him. You said he's a businessman. He'll be great. Kamala literally told you all of this would happen. Republicans destroy the economy every time they're in office, and the Democrats inherit a mess and then have to clean it up. And the cycle goes over and over again. Dude bankrupted a casino. Did you know that? He is definitely crying. Ego is super thin. If losing $20 million doesn't make you regret not voting for Kamala Harris, then he needs to lose more. Make him lose 50. And this is my favorite. Racism runs so deep that he would rather vote for an incompetent liar than vote for a black female attorney. Unbelievable. Oh, but y'all, it gets better.
I don't get the left gloating. Be like, it's so great to see Dave lose money. He deserves it. He's so stupid. You voted for this. You're so stupid. Hey, you think if I'm losing money or if the stock market's tanking, you think that only affects rich people? We're probably affected the least. Like, yeah, I'm losing 20 million. I've still got plenty of money. But it all shakes down.
Yeah, dude, we're all wrapped up in it. But it was people like you that got us into this situation. Bless his heart, dude is so wrapped up in his own narcissistic realm that he can't see the forest for the trees. So when you take to social media to complain about you losing 10 to 15% of your wealth, which is like $20 million, good grief, we're going to call it out. We're going to highlight the hypocrisy and the audacity that comes with this FAFO season. But dude might have finally turned a page.
The midterm elections are like a year and a half away, I think. There's going to be a blue wave. Like, if the stock market is like what it is right now, and it's becoming close to the midterm elections, we will have like 100% Democrats. 100%. Because that's how people vote. And I would too. In a year and a half. I'm not in the panicking party yet. But if this tariff thing just is a total disaster, and we're a year and a half away from this thing, and stock market hasn't rebounded, and this trade war is a debacle, and inflation, everything's going to be in the shitter because of it. because of the tariffs. If that's the case in a year and a half, it's all Democrat.
Now, there are 3 parts of his behavior that I want to point out, and relates to this comment that I saw on here. This is the mindset that causes many fathers to financially ruin their families. They would rather keep their pride than admit that they made a bad financial decision.
Am I crying? Am I like, oh, woe is me, I wish I voted for Kamala? No. Do I wish this didn't go down like this? Yes.
It's mind-boggling to me that this guy would rather lose 10 to 15% of his wealth, which is like $20 million, by the way, and double down on his stubbornness and pride rather than accept that he might have been misguided and actually change your mind or reconsider your vote. It's like he would rather lose money than lose his pride and stubbornness, which is a very cowardly thing to do and actually very unmasculine. It takes a lot of guts to admit when you're wrong, and I would have had way more respect for him if he were just come out and say that. Now, to give him credit, he is slightly kind of on that journey, so I will give him some credit for that. Number 2, when you are the one that is actively endorsing, aiding, and abetting someone like Donald Trump, it is really, really hypocritical when you decide to clutch your pearls and be like, I'm being negatively affected by him and his actions, when you were the one that instigated and brought it all about. You platforming him, you endorsing him. Which gets to 3. When people call you out on that hypocrisy, you can't be like, oh, the left is gloating at me. We are attempting to make you think critically about your hypocritical actions. You can't double down on your cognitive dissonance when all of a sudden you start to face this information. You got to at least look it right in the eye and confront it. So in conclusion, am I sad he's lost a whole bunch of money? No. Do I empathize for him that he is struggling with this kind of stuff? Sure, I'm a human. But also, in order to move forward and progress, you have to take accountability and atone for your actions and how you contributed to this current situation. I'm not going to give you my left kidney when you are the one that partially led us into this predicament.
Wow. Bro was liberated from his $20 million, all because of hate. Just let that sink in. $20 million. Gone. And for what? He literally said out loud with his whole chest that he doesn't care if Trump is racist, sexist, or anything else. He voted for him because he makes other politicians squirm. Like, sir, what in the adolescent high school cafeteria logic is that? So you're telling me you're not going to make a decision that helps your family, protects your business, or benefits your country because you want to watch the loudest kid in detention throw mashed potatoes at the principal just to own the school? That's your bar for leadership? That's not political strategy. That's emotional damage disguised as a voting plan. And honestly, you know what I've been noticing watching these videos? The left, the so-called snowflakes, somehow seem to have more empathy for MAGA folks than MAGA has for literally anyone else. Like, the man reacting to this story actually said he empathizes with the guy. That's wild. Because in MAGA world, empathy is treated like a demonic force. I'm not even exaggerating. It's not just the atheists in MAGA saying that. It's the Christians too. The ones with church bumper stickers and Jesus is Lord in their bios. They wouldn't bat an eye if someone from the left was crying in the street, especially if that person didn't look like them. It's always, well, we gotta help our own before we help anybody else, which is just code for, we lack the ability to care beyond what mirrors us. But before we carry on with the other tariff-related FAFO incidents, this next clip, it perfectly encapsulates MAGA theology, the gospel according to owning the libs. Let's roll it.
Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you is what to post online after saying vile things about minorities. When you're called out for ignoring 99% of my teachings, just mention abortion and you'll be top Christian again. It was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Ew, icky. Do not judge or you too will be judged. Well, except for drag queens and poor people and Californians, judge them. All lives matter. And by that, I mean you and your friends and people who agree with you. The rest we can give or take. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you can pay him unlivable wages and sell his fish for huge profits. No one's ever done more for Nazareth. No one.
Trump just proved to everyone that he is the ultimate negotiator. This is the chart of the reciprocal tariffs that he presented, and most of these are not even half of what the countries are charging us. But this is actually a great starting point. They're not so high that it would start a trade war and piss everybody off, and they're not so low that we're not getting anything out of the deal. And that right there is the piece that the Democrats and the mainstream media have been missing this entire time. We can renegotiate the tariffs they have on us, and it will make our products cheaper now. I mean, honestly, Trump kept saying short-term pain for long-term benefits. All I'm seeing is short-term benefits and long-term benefits.
Well, Lilo, that's because you're in a cult, unfortunately. But here in reality, when all the prices go up at the store and the stock market totally collapses, we wouldn't call that a short-term benefit, like at all. You know, we would probably call that a short-term total fucking disaster. Okay, now Lilo, I'm glad that you enjoyed Trump's big fake chart full of nonsense. And I appreciated your Goldilocks review of the numbers, stating that they are not too high, not too low, but they are just right. As if you would know, Lilo, as if you would know how high or low a number should be before a trade war pops off. Oh, well, I guess you didn't fucking know, so add that to the list of things that you don't know. Now let's get back to this fake chart, Lilo. Okay, you see that entire blue and white column? Every number in that line is fake. All of them are lies. Let's just knock out a couple of them. Trump says that the EU is tariffing our ass at 39%. No, that's a lie. The actual number is somewhere between 1 and 4.8%. Now let's talk about Cambodia. 97%? God, you guys are gullible. So the actual number is around 30%. Okay, so not 97. So that is another lie. And Lilo, we're tired of using squishy language with you guys. This chart is not an exaggeration. It's not, he's negotiating, bro. He's not being taken out of context. This chart is a bullshit, easily disprovable fucking lie. Just like the charts that Elon shows you with babies stealing from the government or 300-year-old people taking Social Security. These are lies. Easily disprovable bullshit fucking lies. And Lilo, you guys would know this if you ever had the courage to check whether or not Trump and Elon were lying to you. But you don't have the courage to check that because you know that if you did, you would find out that they are outrageously full of shit and your entire worldview would crumble overnight. Kind of like the stock market, you know, kind of like that. Anyway, Lilo, let us know when all those short-term benefits start kicking in. All right. And in the meantime, have fun over there with your fake chart full of nonsense. All right. Good luck.
And explain exactly. You're a professor, you're a teacher. Most people don't even realize how tariffs work.
Okay. A tariff is a tax. It's just a particular tax that got that name. It used to be called import duty. All it means is when something comes into the United States that was produced outside and is brought in to be sold, it has to pay a tax, as literally as it crosses our border into our country. It is paid by the American company that brings it in, which may pass it on to the consumer, usually what happens, and the tax goes to Uncle Sam. It goes to Washington. Mr. Trump loved to suggest that tariffs were paid by the others, a little bit like Mexico would pay for the wall. Never happened. It's not going to happen here either. It's an American tax.
It blows my mind, and I mean absolutely blows my mind, that in the so-called information age, where knowledge is free everywhere, literally dancing in front of your face on every device, MAGA still can't afford to pay attention. Like, bro, information is free, but y'all are intellectually bankrupt. And now, that bankruptcy is leaking into your pockets. And unfortunately, it's seeping into our pockets too. Pockets of Americans who never asked to be dragged into this recession circus y'all co-signed. See, when Trump stands on stage with his chest puffed out, spitting that classic nonsense like, tariffs work great, or we're gonna be loaded. Let me translate. He's not talking about you. That man doesn't work for you. The average American family juggling 3 jobs and trying to afford insulin. You think you're riding shotgun, but you're not even in the car. You're under the tires. Like Professor Richard Wolff, an actual economic mind, unlike your orange overlord, has said over and over, a tariff is a tax. And that tax, it doesn't go to you. It goes to Uncle Sam. And what does Uncle Sam do with that money? Build hospitals? Improve schools? Fix Flint's water? Nah. That tax gets funneled to foreign aid deals, like the blank check to Israel, or to pad military-industrial contracts, or, and this is the real kicker, to give corporate welfare to billionaires like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. Yeah, those same billionaires who spent millions funding Trump's return. Not because they believe in him, not because he's for the people, but because they know he's going to serve their interests. Elon wants more deregulation. Thiel wants full AI control and zero oversight. And guess what? MAGA gave them exactly what they wanted. Let me drop a bomb for y'all. That big, beautiful bill MAGA cheered for, tucked inside that bill, deep in the fine print MAGA didn't bother to read, is a clause that literally prevents the government from regulating AI companies for several years. You heard that right. While the world is raising red flags about artificial intelligence, MAGA just handed Silicon Valley the keys to do whatever the hell they want. Spyware, behavioral manipulation tech, deepfake propaganda, you name it. They've legalized it. You can't stop it. And the billionaires? Oh, they were all at the inauguration, grinning from ear to ear. Because this wasn't a government victory. It was a corporate coup. America is now trapped, more than ever, in the hands of the wealthy elite. Oligarchy isn't coming. It's here. And you know why? Because people like MAGA made it easy. They handed over power like it was a gift basket at a church potluck. They cheered while being robbed, applauded while being poisoned, and now they're mad they're hungry in a house they helped burn down. And the most painful part? Trump wasn't even the savior they thought he was. He was the controlled rebel, the swamp drainer who turned out to be just another alligator doing backstrokes through the muck, a pawn dressed like a king. So yeah, we're in a mess. A deep, engineered, billionaire-funded mess. And unless something miraculous happens, something grassroots, disruptive, and actually people-powered, we're not getting out of this anytime soon. Anyway, I know that was heavy, but let me know what your thoughts are on this. For real. Drop your takes in the comments. I read them all. Let's keep learning together.